Hello, everybody. Okay, so thank you for joining me again for our story time. Today, the title of our story is called The Most Magnificent Thing. I like that they used alliteration here, which is where you use the same letter multiple times. So, the most magnificent. I like that alliteration. Today, the author and the illustrator are the same person, and her name is Ashley Spires. So that means that she both wrote the words and drew the pictures. Sounds like she's very talented. All right, let's learn about the most magnificent thing. If I look at my cover here for my first picture clue, I see that one of my characters looks like she's a little girl. I see a puppy here, and maybe this is the most magnificent thing that she's going to create. Let's find out together. Alrighty. This is a regular girl and her best friend in the whole wide world. They do all kinds of things together. They race, they eat, they explore, they relax. All the things they're doing together. She makes things, he unmakes things. One day, the girl has a wonderful idea. She is going to make the most magnificent thing. All right, so it looks like she's making things and he's unmaking them. Do you guys have puppies at home? I'm sure that they unmake things as well. She knows just how it will look. She knows just how it will work. All she has to do is make it, and she makes things all the time. Easy peasy. I like that she makes a plan. In second grade, we're learning about the writing process, and our kids know that we have to make a plan before we write. So she's making a plan before she makes. First, she hires an assistant. Looks like the kind of assistant I want. Next, they gather their supplies. They set up somewhere out of the way and get to work. Do you guys think it looks like they're out of the way? No, me neither. She's right in the middle of the sidewalk. That doesn't seem out of the way at all. And look at all the supplies she brought with her. I like these illustrations a lot because you see that everyone's angry as they have to walk or bike around her and her most magnificent thing. The girl tinkers and hammers and measures, while her assistant pounces and growls and chews. When she is finished, she steps back to admire her work. She walks around one side. Her assistant examines the other side. It doesn't look right. Her assistant picks it up and gives it a shake. It doesn't feel right either. They are shocked to discover that the thing isn't magnificent or good. It isn't even kind of sort of okay. It's all wrong. The girl tosses it aside and gives it another go. I really like how she shows perseverance here because she doesn't give up even though it's wrong. She gives it another go. She smooths and wrenches and fiddles. Her assistant circles and tugs and wags. Alrighty, not giving up, trying a new way. I like it. When she is finished, she stands up and takes a long look at it. Her assistant gives it a nudge with his paw. The thing is still wrong. She decides to try again. Again, I really like how she shows perseverance here by not giving up. The girl saws and glues and adjusts. She stands and examines and stares. She twists and tweaks and fastens. She fixes and straightens and studies. Take a minute to look at our pictures, all the things she's doing to make the most magnificent thing. She tries all different ways to make it better. She makes it square, she makes it round, she gives it legs, she adds antennas. All right, so square, round, legs, antennas. She makes it fuzzy. She makes it long, short, rough, smooth, big, small. One even smells of stinky cheese, but none of them are magnificent. Her hard work attracts a few admirers, but they don't understand. They can't see the magnificent thing that she has in her mind. Alrighty, so they're looking at all that she is creating, but they don't have the idea that she has in her head. She gets mad. Well, I can tell by her expression that she's mad. I also like how the author put that in capital letters. That lets us know that when we read with expression, we want to get mad. Let me get that out of my way. The angrier she gets, the faster she works. She smashes pieces into shapes. She jams parts together. She pummels the little bits in. Her hands feel too big to work. Her brain is full of all not the right sort of things. She's getting so frustrated trying to make the most magnificent thing. If only the thing would just work. Crunch! Wonder, oh, ow. I know that I have stubbed my finger before and that really hurts. The pain starts in her finger. It rushes up to her brain and she explodes. It is not her finest moment. I think we can all relate to a time that we have been very frustrated and exploded before. I know I surely can. I'm no good at this. I quit. Oh, that's not the right thing to do. Her assistant suggests a walk. I know that sometimes when I'm really frustrated, sometimes it's the best thing to do to walk away, get some fresh air, and try again. It's not much help at first. Oh, they're going on a nice little journey. He seems like a good assistant after all. But before long, she starts to feel different. Bit by bit, the mad gets pushed out of her head. I tell my students this all the time. Sometimes we all get frustrated and it's good to take a walk and step back, and eventually the mad will get pushed out. As they stroll along, she comes across the first wrong thing she made. The bad feelings are about to start all over again. And then she notices something surprising. All right, so those are the first things that she was making. There are some parts of the wrong things that are really quite right. The bolts on one, the shape of another, the wheel to seat ratio of the next. There are all sorts of parts that she likes. By the time she reaches the end of the trail, she finally knows how to make the magnificent thing. She gets to work. She works carefully and slowly, tinkering, hammering, twisting, fiddling, gluing, painting. Her assistant makes sure there are no distractions. Alrighty, I want to point out this little piece of text because it's in quotation marks, and when we see quotation marks, we know that that is something that someone is actually saying. So it looks like this man is saying, this is the perfect thing to ward off bears. A lady next to him is saying, this will stop that leak. This one's wet, says a little kid. The afternoon fades into evening. Finally, she finishes. She alerts her assistant. The pair take a good, long look. It leans a little to the left, and it's a bit heavier than expected. The color could use a bit of work too, but it's just what she wanted. They climb aboard and take it for a spin. They are not disappointed. It really is the most magnificent thing. Alrighty, I like that she made a scooter for herself and she made a little carrying case for her assistant. Thank you so much for tuning in for that story. I really like that the main character of our story shows two character strengths that I'd like to highlight. One, she shows so much perseverance. She never gives up. A little bit, she wants to quit, but then she jumps back in. The second one is that she shows so much creativity. That took a lot of creativity to create that most magnificent thing. Her assistant shows a lot of teamwork because he has a lot of jobs in this. Even if some of them are chewing, he makes sure that there are no distractions by the end. Alrighty, thank you so much for tuning in, and I cannot wait to share another story with you later. Bye, guys.